Good afternoon, I'm Denise Tan and this is One News Now. President Bongbong Marcos orders the creation of Task Force El Nino to mitigate the effects of the weather phenomenon. The task force will focus on easing the impact on water, food, power, health, and public safety. A report by the Department of Science and Technology noted that 65 provinces in the country may experience drought. 6 provinces, meantime, could see dry spells next year. The DOST is also warning about much warmer temperatures for the Philippines. By April 2024, Metro Manila could experience scorching weather of up to 38.3 degrees Celsius. On the other hand, lowland Luzon's temperature may reach 39.9 degrees Celsius.
The effects of El Nino are currently felt, and they have been experienced in some areas in the country. And this is characterized by the reduction of rainfall up to 80%. Below normal also would be the number of tropical cyclones in the previous months. Moderate to severe drought conditions are likely from February to May 2024. And by end of May, there would be 77% of the provinces of the country will have potential for drought. That would be around 65 provinces. And 7% potential for dry spell, or around 6 provinces. And because of this, we need to further intensify our efforts to make sure that we are ready for this.
House Speaker Martin Romualdez has revealed that lawmakers are making another pitch to amend the 1987 Constitution next year. Romualdez said they are revisiting the charter, particularly to tweak its restrictive economic provisions. The Speaker first raised the idea of charter change, or CHACHA, in September in an event organized by the Philippine Constitution Association. But Bayan Muna Chairman Nery Colmenares believes CHACHA is not a sound idea at this time. He said it's not a solution to poverty. Colmenares also warned that tinkering with the Constitution could lead to foreign domination and worsen the country's economic condition. Following the remarks of Senator Risa Hontiveros against Apollo Quiboloy, the camp of the religious leaders said, bring the issue to a court of law instead. Hontiveros wants the Senate to investigate the Kingdom of Jesus Christ pastor over allegations of various crimes. But Quiboloy's lawyer, Ferdinand Topacio, said the upper chamber is not a proper forum for such matter. He also claimed that the senator is engaging in deception and harassment.
Dalhin mo sa hukuman, dyan namin sasagutin kung saan ang technical rules of evidence are applicable, kung saan may due process, kung saan may right na magsalita ang counsel.
Aside from her resolution to probe Quiboloy, Senator Hontiveros will ask the Justice Department to issue a lookout bulletin order against the pastor. The DOJ is awaiting receipt of the lawmaker's request. At present, there are 2 pending appeals against Quiboloy, one for libel and another for rape and qualified trafficking. We now give you a quick look at today's other top stories. A petition questioning the detention of SMNI hosts Lorraine Badoy and Jeffrey Celis has been filed at the Supreme Court. The petition was filed yesterday, hours before the 2 anchors were released from house detention. Badoy and Celis were held in contempt by the House Committee on Legislative Franchises on December 5 for evading questions during a hearing. The Land Transportation Office has suspended the driver's license of an angkas rider being tagged for attempted sex assault. The LTO has sent a show-cause order to the said rider as part of the investigation into the incident. The alleged assault reportedly happened last November 12 in Pasig City. And Malacanang has declared December 26, Tuesday, as a special non-working day nationwide. This is to give Filipinos more time to celebrate the holiday season with their loved ones. December 25, Christmas Day, is also a holiday and falls on a Monday this year. Time to take a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Transport Group Piston has condemned President Marcos's decision not to extend the deadline for PUV consolidation. Recall that the chief executive said jeepney drivers and operators can join cooperatives under the PUV modernization program only until December 31. Speaking to The Big Story, Piston National President Modi Floranda refuted the president's claim that 70% of all operators have already committed to consolidate. Floranda cited information from the LTFRB and DOTR that only 26% of stakeholders have compelled with the modernization program. Piston earlier announced a transport strike on December 14 and 15 to protest the government scheme.
Ang sinasabi natin ay wala naman tayong tutol sa pinang-modernization. Ang linalabanan lang po natin dito yung maling mandana ng modernization na bakit natin kailangan bumili ng ubod ng mga mamahalin ng mga sasakyan at bakit natin kailangan magbuo ng corporation o magbuo ng kooperatiba kung ang layunin lamang po ng gobyerno ay para ayusin ang muda ng ating public transport.
At this point, we now bring you today's global headlines. U.S. President Joe Biden says Israel is losing the world's support because of its war in Gaza. According to the New York Times, Biden cited the need for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to make changes in his government. This is by far the American leader's most critical statement yet on Netanyahu's handling of the conflict. The fighting in Gaza has claimed more than 18,000 lives. The United Nations is demanding an immediate humanitarian truce between Israel and Hamas. This comes after a majority of 153 nations voted for a ceasefire resolution in the General Assembly's emergency special session. The brief resolution is urging a pause in fighting, adherence to international law by all parties, and unconditional humanitarian access to hostages along with their release. The historic vote coincides with the third month of the Israel-Hamas war. Ukraine's biggest mobile network operator was hit by what appears to be the largest cyber attack of the war with Russia so far. Kyivstar users lined up at stores to buy new SIMs after mobile and internet services for millions were knocked down. The air raid system in parts of Kyiv was also affected. Kyivstar has 24.3 million mobile subscribers, or more than half of Ukraine's population. The network's CEO believes the attack was a result of the raging war but did not mention which Russian body is responsible. And the Vatican eases rules on the ashes of the dead. Now it is allowing loved ones to keep a small part of a deceased person's cremated remains. Most of the ashes still has to be placed in a church or a cemetery. This is a softened stance on the issue where the church earlier said that ashes must be kept in sacred places and could not be kept at home or scattered in the wind. Thousands of people gathered at Mexico City's Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe to honor the Lady on the 492nd anniversary of her apparition. Here's a report from the Associated Press.
Tú te pusiste al revés el cobertor. Me ha hecho muchos milagros y lo tengo comprobado. Son muchas peticiones que ella ya me ha hecho el favor de concedérmelos y pues estamos muy contentos y pues cansada, pero aquí estamos muy cansados y con mucho frío y adolorido de los huesitos porque pues sí, fue una caminata muy larga, pero valió la pena.
El llegar y saber que ya estamos aquí, el pasar a la basílica y verla a ella, quita el cansancio y llena el corazón de alegría.
Palabra de Dios. Pueden sentarse por un tiempo, por una
One News Now will be back at 3:15 p.m. Join us again later. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.